What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. What a great day. Yep, we are finally doing it. Behind me we have my brand new carbon fiber track package 2020 GT500, and then to my left we have my brand new C8 Corvette. And brand new in the sense of, yes, it has 13,000 miles on it, but I picked it up back in March. So anyways, both cars are from 2020, and in my opinion they have to be some of the hottest new cars that are out. I mean, who hasn't considered a new C8 Corvette or GT500 track pack? Plus, knowing that they're both American just makes them even better in my opinion. Anyways though, in this video, we're gonna go over both cars, especially on track, that being how they handle back to back with each other, which one is the easier car to drive fast, also which one is playing just faster, that being with my own independent tests at a normal open track day. So with that in mind, this is not gonna be a prepped staged video. This is gonna be real world. Right away, both these cars are absolutely amazing. First off, with the track pack, as you can see glistening in the sun, are carbon fiber wheels, front and back, 20 inches. And then tire wise, we have 305 30/20 Cup 2s in the front, and then 315 Cup 2s in the back. Plus, coming up forward again, the cooling should be just right for track use. I know it's really hot today. It's about 90 degrees to 100, so it should be a good test of how this car handles on the racetrack. I know with our base model GT500, we did not experience any brake fade or power loss, heat soak, nothing like that. The car felt great lap after lap. So with the track pack, it takes everything that the base model GT500 was and it brings it up a notch. That being with the Cup 2 tires, the carbon wheels, also a lower ride height, and you can really notice it coming this way. Check this out. Look at that gap between the rear wheels and the fender. You can barely stick your hand right here. It's so cool, especially when you back up, seeing the way this car looks with its stance. And then moving all the way to the back, we have that gigantic GT4 carbon fiber rear wing. And yep, it is in track mode. And you can tell because my fingers can barely fit between the wing itself and the rear quarter panel. Nonetheless, this car should be absolutely amazing on the racetrack. It's been so long in the making. I've been waiting for this car for years now, and I'm so happy to finally take delivery of it. And if you're wondering why I bought a new track pack GT500 and a C8 Corvette, is because since I am a track enthusiast, I did want to find out what an American mid-engine supercar would be like. Unfortunately, Ford denied our Ford GT application, so as a result, I changed my focus to the C8 Corvette, and I'm so happy I did that. And then coming this way, this is the fastest pony car ever for the racetrack. It honestly is. A ZL1 1LE has 650 horsepower, and this has got 760. But this is, again, a track car. When you come up front and look at these gigantic brakes, 16.5 inches. The only other cars that have similar brakes to this would be like the Lamborghini Urus, and I think those are like 17 inches. Bugatti brakes are about this size. So all in all, even though this car is on the heavier side, about 4,000 pounds or so, it should manage its weight very well with that lower ride height, the MagneRide suspension, the big brakes, the downforce, the Cup 2s, and the lightweight wheels. I have to say one thing though, the C8 Corvette has really blown me away. The way this new platform drives with that engine in the back right there, you can feel it. And if I open up the trunk, look how low that engine sits. That is what I call a low center of gravity. That's what everyone calls it, right? So with that being said, that engine is just a few feet behind you. You're sitting right here, and then having all that weight right behind you and that low. If I come back and we bend down, you can see the transaxle and how low the engine actually sits. So this on a racetrack really translates to better grip in the rear. Since this car is mid-engine, we have to really focus on weight transfer, and also we can use that rear weight bias to help slide the car into corners. This, on the other hand, should be really good when it comes to front end grip. Tire wise, to make this comparison as fair as possible, I put on Cup 2s so that the C8 Corvette can match against the track pack GT500. In my opinion, if you do buy a new Corvette, Z51 for example, or any new car and you want to track it, you have to put on our compound tires. It's kind of like a waste of time without them because you're investing so much money in the tracking. So with these stickier tires, you don't just get better lap times, but also you get that increased level of confidence. So overall, with this new setup and sitting so far forward, the Corvette, in my honest opinion, it feels kind of like a go-kart. So let's go ahead and get inside either car and see how they compare. This thing, I don't know what to say, honestly. The way this car puts down the power, I mean, anywhere on track, full throttle, even midway through a corner, the thing just hooks up. What I really love about this car is that the front end grip, it's so high that I always have control and feel over the front end. And with this car in the camber settings, the right camber settings for track use that Chevy recommends, and also on Cup 2s, I don't feel any understeer at all. It's dead hooked. And we're carrying 90 plus miles an hour through turn 2. And if you're wondering, well, how can that be possible? The way this thing is tuned, what makes it turn really well is that in track mode and in the PTM race setting, the hardest core setting, midway through corners like turn 2, the car allows for a certain amount of slip angle, of rotation, and it's a controlled rotation that helps you point the nose, and everything that you do connects so well with your right foot. You want more front end grip, just let off a bit. Also, if you want to improve the rear end grip, get on gas. And a really exciting part about it is that in turn 8 you can go flat out, and the way this car puts down the power with that mid-engine setup, the more power you give, the more confidence you feel. It gets more and more hooked up, so you can go flat out through turn 8 all the way to turn 9, and then carrying speed like 100 plus miles an hour all the way through turn 9. It does it so easily. You don't feel like you're going fast. It's something about the way this car is engineered. It's so comfortable, and the way you sit in here, you feel like you're in a cockpit of a fighter jet, and that really gives you a lot of driver confidence. Plus, on track, you have that heads-up display telling you exactly when to shift, plus it gives you live readouts on track. The best way I can put it is this: getting in this car, it is so much about the raw fundamentals of driving a race car fast. It's all about your pedal inputs and steering input, and you can get this car rotate and turn like a proper supercar. I mean, you can really get this car to rotate, especially under trail braking. And there's no trail braking, snap, oversteer, nothing like that. It's just the car itself. It loves these special procedures and inputs you put in. And if you drive this car in the right way, there is no understeer. And especially even with the PS4 tires, if you manage the weight, and I've driven this car with PS4 tires, if you manage the weight into each corner, that being transferring weight onto the front axle to get that turn and grip, also transferring to the rear for power, the car is extremely balanced. All those reviews that you see online of, oh, it's so bad, the understeer, it's terminal. If it was terminal, you wouldn't see me tracking this car. We've tracked this car more than anybody else online. That is a fact. We've gone to Laguna, Willow, Chuckwalla, most of every track down here. It's all about the inputs you put in. If I drove this car like the track pack, it'll be a different story. Nonetheless, what I'm trying to say is that getting in this car, you don't feel scared of it. You feel fully confident all the time to go faster and faster, and that back end isn't going anywhere. this car is so fast. Oh gosh, I gotta pull over. Let's pull it right here. We're kind of away from other people. Actually, the sun's right there. Let me turn this way. That's good, right? That's a fair angle. This car is so hooked up. And I mean, when I say hooked up, we're going full throttle down the hill. I can't remember the name of the corner. Sorry, my brain it's like a whirlwind right now. Going full throttle down the hill, and it's dead hooked. Well, what else can I say? What do you say after that? And then getting on the brakes, foot to the, not to the floor, we're threshold braking it the right way. And the way it stops, it's super confidence inspiring. Here's the deal. This car is without a doubt faster than the C8 Corvette. 100%. It's got 760 horsepower. It's purpose built for the racetrack. But it's such a different experience. It's one of those things, both of them are phenomenal track day cars. Legitimately, I'm not joking around. They're both great track day cars. But they achieve their performance in such different manners. And when I say that, this is like the supercar Mustang. It will compete and keep up with almost like every exotic out there with that power. Every straightaway, the power doesn't end. You're being pushed forward at a rate of speed that blows your mind. I'm literally holding on as hard as I can when it comes to exiting a corner because the G-forces are that crazy. That makes it fun. I gave so many rides today and everyone enjoyed it. This is a thrill ride, completely. And the level of grip it gives you, again, like the front end, it feels confident, it feels planted. You can really coast it and roll in the throttle, and everything about it translates the weight very well. Trail braking also works a lot, and then you can also get a good angle, a drift with this car, going through turns like 2, for example. But where this car shines is putting down the power. I don't know how Ford did it, to be honest with you, but the level of grip, I can't stop saying it. You will, if you full throttle this car, exiting a corner, it dead hooks, 100%. As long as you do it the right way and feed out the steering wheel, it will dead hook. And with that in mind, if we were to have a completely open session, easily I think we go even faster. But in summary though, 129s for our first event out here with the track pack. That was actually in our first session. With traffic, I tried dodging them, but unfortunately it didn't work out. And I tried going out over and over again, but it's just one of those things. There's so many people here. The only drawback with this car, it's not the speed, it's not how good it is. It comes down to one thing that is extremely prominent and kind of holds you back. Do you know what that is? That's the gas. I am going to be heading out right now of Willow Springs Raceway to fill up the track pack for the 4th time. So in general, we're going through a full tank of gas every session, almost full tank every single session. That hurts you at the end of the day. So what I'm trying to say is this is not going to be your normal head-to-head comparison video in the sense of, oh, this one's better than this one. I'm going to let you know truly what each car is better at and what each car is not as good, why you would choose one over the other, to a much more in-depth degree. If you want a track car that can keep up with anything out there and be maybe even the fastest car on the track, you get this, and you just deal with the gas consumption. This is much more a track car than the Corvette, that being purpose built for the racetrack, and you notice it. However, when it comes to that definition, would you rather have a car that you can go out on track almost all day and fill up one time, or do you want to go out for a session, go really fast, and then fill up an entire gas tank, then come back out? So that is the biggest fault with the GT500. Also, I feel like the Corvette handles speed in a much better way. That being, you don't notice how fast you're going. This car, you can tell, hey, I'm going 100 on turn 9, for example. The C8, no. You can coast with it, and the car just feels really planted. This car reminds you, hey, you're in a race car, you've got downforce behind you, but again, you're going fast. So it all comes down to what you want in a track car. If you want the vehicle that's NA and you can go to so many track days and the tire wear is phenomenal. We've gone to 6 track days with the Cup 2s on the C8 Corvette and it's still brand new because the car is lighter. It's mid-engine. It's got the same formula as your average supercar. So with that in mind, I think both cars are phenomenal. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying this. This is the faster track car. The C8 Corvette is, in my opinion, the easier car to drive fast. If you come out to a normal track day and you have, traffic here and there and it's 100 degrees or 96 degrees or just a normal real world environment, if you have a good driver in both cars, they probably would be neck and neck. Where you see the huge differences, and that being like the 5-second difference at VIR that you saw with that one magazine that tested it. You see that with professionals and also in the best environments possible, that being first thing in the morning on a good, clean track. If you got in both cars, though, on a regular day, they are very close. And in my opinion, with me driving both of them, and it's not that I'm more used to the C8. I had my 500 longer. I had a base model GT500. But I think I have equal experience, I can say, for both vehicles with the GT500 and the C8. They achieve such high levels of performance so differently. If you want to take your next step into the world of a mid-engine supercar, you get the Corvette. If you want to have the next level track car, even though it might be a lot more expensive to run, that being a full tank every session and a half, you get the 500. I think they are awesome. It's so crazy to me because driving both cars back to back, I was literally about a second off from each other. That's it. And that's again because of this real world environment with traffic. If we would have had an open lap, we would have been, I think, a few more seconds faster. At least 128. Well, there you have it, both cars side by side at Willow Springs Raceway. I am so impressed with both of them. I really am. Without a doubt, though, the track pack is the much faster track car because it is made for the track, right? With that extra power in the rear wing, the downforce it has, the grip, it's just superior on the racetrack. But the Corvette, though, makes for a great track day car. It really does. And I would argue that it is a much easier car to drive, especially at the limit, than the track pack, just because once you start going so fast, everything gets much more difficult, and you're really battling with all that power all the time. Basically on track, we're getting 131s with the C8 Corvette today, and with the track pack, we were getting 129s and then 130s, lap after lap, and that's because with the traffic. So with no traffic, this car can easily go much faster, and I mean much faster. So in general, yes, this car is going to be a few seconds faster on any given track, I think, than the Corvette. However, the Corvette takes the turns so well. I mean, it takes the turns just like the track pack with these Cup 2s. Actually, it may even be faster in some of the technical areas. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. It would just help me out. Also, subscribe for much more great C8 Corvette and Shelby videos coming your way. I'll see all of you in the next episode.